Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's chapter review of One Piece, chapter 976, Begging Your Pardon. We get a pretty cool cover art for this chapter of the Straw Hats making shoes with all of the Tontadas. And also on the cover of Shueisha today is a pretty cool cover page of Luffy, Oden, and Gold Roger all drinking a nice big old pint together. Well, let's get into this chapter because this chapter is a doozy. We start this chapter out with all of the scabbards kind of beating up on Kinemon saying, "You know you didn't plan this." We have Kawamatsu punching him in the face just as Raizo's doing. And everybody's like, "Come on, admit it. Admit it. We know you didn't plan this. We know this was all luck." And then we have a nice stoic look of Kinemon's face, and he states that, "I believe I'm going to die in this battle. I think I've used up all my luck in this." Saying that all the luck that he used thinking that it was going to be Tokage Port was used up for this one incident, that all of his luck for the rest of his life is gone now. And then all the Skybar's like, whoa, hold your horses. You didn't just use your luck, you used our luck too. And that means you're not going to die alone, Kinemon. We are all going to die with you. And everybody, and then Denjuro states that, "Kinemon, raise your sword and let's begin this battle." And he gets the cool stance of the Captain Morgan stance. He takes his leg, puts it on the edge, raises his sword, and cheers for a battle to start. And at that moment, we see Kanjuro still holding Momonosuke with his paintbrush, starting to doodle on the floor. And Kawamatsu is like, we need to save Momonosuke. Wait a minute. Who can cross water? I can cross the water. So Kawamatsu finally decides to jump in the water and swim as fast as he can to save Momonosuke. Jumps out of the water like a rocket and clashes blades. Well, his blade clashes with Kanjuro's paintbrush. And at that point, we see that what Kanjuro has drawing was a giant, beautiful crane that he can ride on. And he takes off, still holding Momonosuke, and states that now that I know Hiyori's alive, I'm going to find her and kill her next. And that sends a shock of anger through Kawamatsu, who can't reach him now because he's out of range. Kinemon states that Kinemon's impressed that he can draw a bird that well, because if you think about all the birds that he's ever drawn, like the sparrow in Dressrosa, it could barely fly. Its life was a disaster. It was a struggle to even live for that sparrow in Dressrosa. And now he draws a beautiful crane, which I believe is the crest of the Kozuki clan. So there has to be some symbolism in that Momonosuke's being taken away to Onigashima on a crane, which is his family's crest. And the Straw Hats still don't know what's going on. They just popped up. They started attacking Kaido ships. They are wondering, like, who's who, what's going on, who do I need to get at? And then Sanji states that he believes that Kanjuro has been the mole this entire time. And Robin concludes, like, yes, I agree. So Sanji does his moon step and starts running towards Kanjuro through the air. Chopper freaks out and is like, what? Kanjuro's the enemy? And Usopp says, I'll shoot him down. And as Sanji's running, a giant black cloud appears. And Kinemon's like, Sanji-kun, I have a bad feeling about this. Please back away. And then we see Kanjuro's using his hair as a paintbrush, which is actually pretty cool because it makes sense. Because how he was first found out was he was stealing hair from the dead people to make brushes. So if his fruit only needed him to have a paintbrush, it required him to have a paintbrush to actually use the fruit, it would be kind of a bad paintbrush. But if you go back to the Don Quixote family, the art fruit, she didn't need a paintbrush. She could just turn stuff into art that she thought was beautiful. So it would make sense that he could use almost any part of his body to use his ink paintings. So does that mean, I think he could use his fingers as well. He could be like a kindergartner using finger paints. But wouldn't get as fine details because it's not used as a brush. And then Conjuro states that he's going to use a new attack, and he calls it ink arrows. And lines of ink start falling from the sky onto the ships of the samurai and of the pirates. One arrow hits a box, and the box literally explodes. Like, boom. Everybody's impressed with the power. We are seeing samurais getting hit in the back with these arrows. It's a massive AoE attack that is devastating to ships and structures. Oh. Momonosuke's freaking out, saying that they're going to die. Get down. He's afraid of heights. And Conjuro's like, yes, you really are going to die. Sanji jumps in front of Nami to protect her, doing what Robin did to Rebecca. And then Conjuro goes on a whole speech about how Momonosuke is not his father. That this little weakling is going to stand up to Odin and everybody, just like his father did, but his father was a man, and this kid is afraid of heights. How can a kid who's afraid of heights stand up for an entire country? And Momonosuke calms down, gets level-headed, and says one of the most profound lines that I think I've read in this series. I know most of all that I am not Kozuki Odin. I know it better than anyone. Then he yells, "Can you all hear me? Do not fret about me. That is what the enemy wants you to do. I will find a way to escape on my own, destroy Kaido and Orochi, and protect Wano." So he states that everybody needs to worry about getting themselves to safety. Don't worry about saving him, because he will find his own way to break out. So, and at this point, Conjuro flies off. And he goes all the way to Onigashima. But before he does, Luffy says that he's being a real man at the moment. Saying that, that's right, Momo. For such a cowardly, dumb little brat, you're just a kid with a top knot who talks all big. Find a way to survive. We'll go and rescue you. When Luffy says all that, the samurais go like, who is this man? He's not from Wano. We should cut him down for disgracing our lord, our awesome lord of the shrimps, Momo. And Luffy states, we'll save you because we are pals. And you see Onigashima appear in the distance with the crane of Conjuro flying up above it. Luffy jumps on the ships and says, let's go to Onigashima. And apparently there's only one of Kaido's ships left, and it's starting to escape. Luffy's like, whatever, it's going the same direction we are. We're all going to Onigashima. We'll end up catching it. And everybody's kind of like getting their acts together at this point. Everybody's like, okay, we're cool, we're good, you're good. They're checking on the injured. They're making sure everybody's ready. I mean, after what just happened, Kinemon has to wrap his head. This has only been a matter, let's talk about D&D terms, one whole round of combat in Dungeons & Dragons, it's only 6 seconds. So, in this whole battle that just happened, probably only lasted 10, 20, maybe 30 seconds. So in this whole time, Kinemon thought he was going to die. He thought everybody was dead. Then Kanjuro became a traitor. And then ships appeared. He thought he was going to be destroyed. Then Luffy, Kid, and Law appeared to save them. On top of that, Danjuro appeared with all of the samurai that were thought to be lost. All this happened in probably a span of around 30 seconds. He doesn't even... If I was him, I'd probably have a mental breakdown with all this new information coming in, I'd be in sensory overload. And Danjiro jumps onto Law's submarine with all the other scabbards, and they're all talking, saying, "Hey, and talking, making sure everybody's okay." Law's like, "What are you doing on my ship? This is my ship. Get off. Go on your own ships. You have all those ships. This is my ship." And then Kimon and everybody's like, "We appreciate your help. Thank you for letting us ride." And Law's like, "I'm not helping you. Leave. Go." The kid yells to the ships, "Don't let the Straw Hats get the jump on us." So they're all going to Wano or Onigashima, and then we see a little dot appearing in another panel, and one of the samurai ships exploding. And it looks like there actually might be a little body on fire if you look closely enough in it. And Usopp states that it came from one of the ships it came from the one ship that's fleeing. And Nami pulls out her binoculars. Don't know where she had them. Probably in her pocket. But they're all surprised that it came from that far away. And it looks, when we go up to the next page, they have 3 long-range cannons on them. Boom. 3 long-range cannons. And the firing, and another Wano ship gets destroyed. The Supernovas, Kid, Law, and Luffy are all saying get there as fast as possible as more ships are exploding. And Junjiro saying if they manage to keep this distance, this one ship could destroy all of the Wano ships. All the samurai. And then as all hope seems to be lost of catching up with the ship and destroying it, a giant wave or a hydroblast happens and shoots through the ship. A giant hole appears that looks like it's made of water, and and then the ship explodes. The cannons are destroyed, and we see someone sitting on the wreckage saying, "Begging your pardon. I hail from the Fishman district of Ryugu Kingdom on the bottom of the sea. I am but a humble newcomer to this group, having imposed upon folks left and right, despite receiving a ritual cup. From the boss of the Straw Hats crew, they call me Jimbei, first son of the sea." And Law and Ken are like, "Are you kidding me? The Straw Hats are getting Jimbei, the ex-Shichibukai, warlord of the sea, is joining the Straw Hats crew. What is up with this kid? What is up with this captain?" And then we see full panel of Jimbei in Wano with his bounty of 438 million. And everybody's excited, jumping up and down. He has both of his arms. I don't see any wounds from his battle with Big Mom at the end of Totland, of the end of the Whole Cake Island. He still has both of his eyes. If anything, I think he might have. I hope he just didn't get away. I really do want him to have gotten away scot-free. Like, I don't want Jimbei to die. Jimbei is an amazing character, but for him to solo almost, like him and his ex-crew to go up and fight all of Big Mom, the Big Mom shanty, and make it back without a single injury, it seems like, does not make sense. But maybe he was injured and had to take time to heal, which is why it took him so much longer to come back. But everybody's excited, and that's where this chapter ends. And we do not have a break this week, so we'll be back on April 12th with another chapter review. But this chapter was awesome. I give this chapter a 9 out of 10. We got the return of Jimbei. We have Momonosuke acting like a real man, like a real samurai, saying, "I don't need y'all to rescue me, but because I can do this on my own." We have Kawamatsu remembering that he can swim and attacking Kanjuro. Kanjuro pulling out some crazy new attacks. We actually have a pirate battle on the sea with cannons that lasted like a page or two. but it's rare that we actually see that in One Piece, so I'm excited to actually see a pirate battle. All in all, this was an amazing chapter. I do recommend you read it if you haven't read it yet. Like and subscribe to my channel if you like what I do. Please follow me on Twitter at nerdyredneck_44. But I hope y'all enjoyed this and have a wonderful day. Be safe, everybody.